Hey there, it's Sarah, author, speaker, and advocate for sustainable healing. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information and the resources here useful, and if you do, please feel free to like and share my videos, as well as hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an update. If you have been with me for some time, thank you so much for your support. I hope you continue to find the videos useful, and I hope you are all having a wonderful week. So this week I want to talk about two powerful concepts that can be at the epicenter of trauma bonding. So this is while we're still in that traumatic state and we have not been able to move forward yet. And that is the concepts of hope and fear. So hope is derived from a desire for something to come to fruition. It is often infused into our daily lives, whether it's tied to something super exciting that's about to happen, or it's just a component of our values and moral system, something that we've grown up with, something that we've come to anticipate. And it usually comes with a positive connotation. And then we have fear. And fear is something that we try to avoid at all costs, right? And yet it is still an integral part of the human experience. It is inherent and primal in all of us, and it's a part of our natural fight or flight response, or adrenaline response. And so thus, regardless of how much we try to deny it or suppress it, we are going to fear things at certain points in our lives, and we need to have those coping mechanisms to deal with it. So a lot of times, the ways that we do deal with fear when it does arise, because we do try to suppress it for so long, is through negative emotions, toxic emotions, such as getting very irritable with those we love, angry, sad, depressed, all of those lovely things that surface unexpectedly when we start to fear something. Or we could just shut down altogether, isolate, become despondent, and not really want to talk about what we're experiencing. So our fear response in this way can be very disproportionate to whatever had at first triggered it, if we allow it to be. Okay, we kind of go into, because it is primal, we go into the survival mode and we can express our these emotions in very primal ways. So the mind and body try to remedy the discomfort very quickly by expressing these emotions. Now, when we experience overwhelming fear over relatively small things, we often say that we're suffering from an anxiety disorder. Again, this anxiety can present as irritability, anger, excessive mood swings, and all of these wonderful things that we want to try to avoid. And the reaction to the situation is disproportionate to what triggered it. But also hope is not always healthy, right? So hope can be instilled in victims of abuse by their abusers as a way to maintain control without a person even realizing it. And this is done through manipulation and lying and gaslighting. Once this happens, a victim remains hopeful that the relationship will change someday, things will get better, and they begin to believe that they are the cause of any problems in the relationship, and that they're able to change their behaviors, and when they do, then things will be exactly the way that they want them to be. So hope can be very toxic amid trauma. So there you can see that there's this delicate dance of hope and fear in victims who have trauma bonded with abusers. And it creates a partnership that lasts a lot longer than it should, just because the victim is now very dependent on the abuser. They can't trust their own decision making. They believe that their reactions are disproportionate to the situation that's happening, that they need to change themselves. And this is why oftentimes victims present in therapy, victims of abuse in the abusive traumatic bonding situation still, and complain about feeling down or being very anxious and paranoid about things, blowing things out of proportion, that they have a tendency to overreact. They've internalized all of these emotions that really are a derivative of being abused. And they believe that they are just part of their personality and that they are the problem. And this is why a lot of times they receive treatment for disorders that could be removed if the victim could leave their situation altogether. And it's very, very uncommon for their captor, the abuser, to present in therapy because they don't want to be seen as the problem. So you can see that both hope and fear can be healthy and unhealthy, just depending on the situation, that they are very prevalent in trauma bonding, and that the victim hopefully will one day understand that these are just inherent traits of the human experience, and they're constantly feeling these because they are in a detrimental situation that they need to escape from. So this is valuable information. If you know of anyone who is in a very detrimental situation, if they reach out to you, then take them seriously, but maybe not always take their words at face value. If they feel that they are doing something wrong constantly in this relationship, maybe help them to get a new perspective on why these things are happening, so that they can gain that confidence back in their decision making and leave once and for all. I hope this information was helpful. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please feel free to like and share my videos with others who you feel would benefit from this information, and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an update. Have a wonderful week.